A warm greeting. Today is Saturday, September 30th, 2023. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. In this video, I will be providing an update on the forecast for Tropical Storm Philippe, which continues its southwestward movement and is expected to make a complete turn northward, passing far to the east of the Caribbean. But before I begin, I wanted to mention that for our viewers in the Mexico region, we will be closely monitoring an area of unsettled weather over the next few days that could potentially develop into a tropical cyclone. Although there is still uncertainty regarding whether it will pose a threat to the west and south coasts of Mexico, we will be closely monitoring its evolution, and I will start recording videos on this forecast from tomorrow. On another note, today marks the end of September, which is typically the most active month in the Atlantic hurricane season. After witnessing the formation of several cyclones in the tropical Atlantic, climatologically, cyclonic activity in October tends to focus on the western Caribbean region and the southeastern United States. This doesn't mean that the rest of the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico are out of danger, but the odds of seeing a tropical cyclone in the eastern Caribbean and parts of the central and northern Gulf of Mexico significantly decrease during October. Let's now take a look at the visible satellite animation, where we can see the circulation of Tropical Storm Philippe. We also have the circulation of Tropical Storm Rina, which has continued to weaken and is expected to dissipate as it moves north-northwestward. We still observe the binary interaction and the Fujiwara effect, which has caused Tropical Storm Philippe to move southwestward as predicted. During tomorrow or Monday, it should make a more north-northwestward turn and pass to the east-northeast of the Caribbean, without directly affecting the Lesser Antilles. Additionally, you can see that the center of circulation remains exposed to the northwest of the most intense thunderstorm activity due to the continued influence of wind shear. Wind shear is expected to decrease over the next few days, allowing for strengthening as it moves over the Atlantic. It may possibly become a hurricane as it moves over open waters of the Atlantic. In recent days, we've seen better consensus among trajectory models. You can see that all of them project a north-northwestward movement starting on Sunday and then moving north-northeastward, passing at a distance from the Lesser Antilles. While there is still some variation in how far it will pass from the Lesser Antilles, the models that keep it farther west, such as the European models, predict the center passing about 75 miles north of the Lesser Antilles, a distance at which significant effects would not be felt. I want to emphasize that Tropical Storm Philippe is not a threat to Puerto Rico. In the intensity models forecast, you can also see better consensus. The majority of them predict that over the next 3 days, Tropical Storm Philippe may strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane, possibly reaching Category 2 in about 4 to 5 days, fortunately, far from land. The official forecast from the National Hurricane Center has not significantly changed in the last 24 hours, still projecting southwestward movement over the next 12 to 24 hours, followed by a turn north-northwestward. The cone of uncertainty remains about 200 to 300 miles northeast of the Lesser Antilles. Furthermore, there is good consensus among the best global models. The GFS model takes this system eastward, about 400 to 500 miles northeast of the Lesser Antilles, as a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane. The European model also predicts a northeastward trajectory for the Caribbean, definitely closer but still far enough away for no significant tropical storm effects in the northern Lesser Antilles. In fact, the European model has the westmost trajectory for Tropical Storm Philippe. The German model also has a trajectory far from the Caribbean region, as does the UK model. In fact, if we consider the European model's scenario, which brings this tropical cyclone closest, you can see that tropical storm winds would remain over the Atlantic waters without affecting the Lesser Antilles, and the heaviest rain should stay to the east of the Caribbean. However, if it follows the path indicated by the European model, there could be some rainfall accumulations of up to 3 inches between Sunday and Tuesday. The consensus is so high that the ensemble members of the GFS model all maintain a north-northwestward and northward trajectory, passing far from the Caribbean. Similarly, the ensemble members of the European model do the same. In reality, Tropical Storm Philippe is not a threat to the northern Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, or the Dominican Republic. Before concluding this video, I wanted to mention that we will be monitoring a tropical wave and a disturbance in the Tropical Convergence Zone, which is currently located halfway between the Caribbean and Africa. It's possible that this area of unsettled weather will move westward and encounter unfavorable conditions for any cyclonic development. Although it's still preliminary to discuss its medium-term development possibilities, some runs of global models show the possibility of it reaching the eastern Caribbean as a strong tropical wave and developing a low-pressure system north of Venezuela and south of Puerto Rico next weekend. This is precisely what the latest run of the German model indicates. However, the other global models do not currently see cyclonic development, but they do show a strong tropical wave passing south of Puerto Rico next weekend, as seen in the GFS and European models. We will have many days to monitor this disturbance. At the moment, there is no threat of cyclonic development, and no reason for concern in the Caribbean region. Well, with that, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you tomorrow night when I record a new update. Goodbye for now.